type on clattering keys. Watch floppy disks turn into dreams. Build stories by hand. Now the world's gone fast, but wisdom don't fade. It just learns to last. They say the bots are coming for the pen. But we're the ones who taught them what to say. We're riding the new wave, not going under. Finding our voice in the digital thunder. We've seen the dawn of
Welcome to Riding the New Wave, Writing with AI Over 50. I'm Jessica Waldron. A year ago, I couldn't finish a book to save my life. I felt like a failure as an author. Then I discovered AI tools that helped me become a writer again. Now I'm here to show other authors, especially those of us over 40 or 50, how to use those tools without losing your mind, your voice, or your integrity. This is the podcast for authors who want to get their stories out there and need practical help doing it. So let's get started. Happy New Year, everyone. If you're listening to this right now, we are in 2026. I know this because I didn't do anything like this in 2025, even though I kept thinking I needed to. So here we are, starting off the new year. I'm going to do this podcast, and hopefully you'll cheer me on and be here for me as we go through this journey together, because this is a journey we're taking together. I wanted to take a few minutes and tell you my story, how I got here, why I believe there's still time for us to ride this new wave, especially if you're over 40, or in my case, over 50, which is why the podcast is called Writing with AI Over 50. But all ages can join in. And I think you'll gain quite a bit of insight into what's going on. I think some of my experiences will be helpful for you. So let me go back. In 2020, when the world shut down, I decided to pursue my dream of having a publishing house and publishing my own books and really getting my name out there as an author. I'd been a published author since 2011, when my son was born. My book was born, so it was kind of a twofer at the time. I was picked up by Kensington's ebook division, and I was one of the pioneers in the ebook field, one of the first authors on a Kindle. And I remember meeting other famous authors who hadn't even published electronically yet. And it was funny because I was jealous of them for having so many books out, and they were in awe of me being willing to put my book on an ebook format. So it was kind of fun being a pioneer in the new wave. I've actually been in publishing and in the publishing field since 2009, when I was part of Romance Writers of America, and I pitched my book to editors, and I did the elevator pitches and pitched the round robins. It was terrifying and exhilarating, but as an indie author, it's not something you have to do anymore. So in 2020, I reclaimed my rights. My books weren't selling anyway. I opened Clark Publishing House, and I wrote my first indie book to release, and I thought I could do rapid release because it only took me a month. I was wrong. The first book I wrote was Wild Imaginings. I had this whole wild romance world in the whole series mapped in my head, but it didn't work out that way because my brain doesn't focus on just one thing. My brain goes in 20 million directions. So once I wrote the book, I knew that there were other parts of getting it out there. I've been in sales for over 20 years. And so I knew, I got to sell it now because that's the only way to actually make money with this book. I can't just put it out there and, hope somebody's going to come along and think it's a genius book. Besides, it was too short for that. So instead of just writing books, I started creating covers. I started dabbling in figuring out how to make a good cover, marketing, and then I started answering questions in Facebook groups from other authors who had questions about some of the stuff that I had just taught myself how to do and had learned. And before I knew it, I was coaching other authors how to be indie authors. So I hired an editor, a graphic designer. I built all the systems for a Clark Publishing House. And then I realized that I loved the business side more than I loved the writing. So I hired a ghostwriter to help with what I couldn't get out. English wasn't her first language, so I'd have to rewrite what she wrote. But you know what? I love that. Having words on the page that I could edit and shape, I enjoyed the developmental editing part. It felt like a win-win, you know? I wasn't just writing my own books, I was helping other authors start theirs. I'd originally tried to do it as a publishing house, bringing in editors, designers, formatters. I put all those tools in one place, and I leaned heavily into the business aspect, more than I did into writing my own books. And for a while, it worked. I was helping other authors, building Clark Publishing House, getting the books out. I thought I'd figured it out. I was doing everything: coaching, publishing, creating. The business was chugging along. Sales weren't amazing, but they were happening. And I had faith that they would get better. I had newsletters going out, engagements happening, all of it. And I thought, this is it. This is the thing that I have been building towards. But then everything fell apart. Thanks for listening to Riding the New Wave, Writing with AI Over 50. Here's the thing. You're not too old to learn this. You're not behind. You're not missing the wave. You're right on time. Join us in the AI for Authors Over 40 Facebook group if you want to ride this wave with people who get it. And if this episode helped you, share it with another author who's ready to stop waiting and start writing. I'll see you next week with more tools for authors who are done making excuses. Keep writing.